I'm Mia, and it's officially spring. Let the peach tones commence. So you might have been able to figure out that I'm doing a peach toned makeup look. It's going to be a monochromatic look. I love peach tones. I like a slightly pink peach tone, just because I don't want to look orange. But yeah, it's going to be peach realness, I guess. I'm going to go in with the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette because basically this entire top row is perfect. I think I am going to use another palette, but I'm going to start off with this one at least. On a large fluffy brush, I'm taking a little bit of Bare and a little bit of I'm Shy and just throwing that all across the crease in the lid just so I can get a nice base color down. It's actually a relatively nice day out today too. It's like 50 degrees. I didn't do anything, but it's so nice. I can acknowledge that. Maybe that's why, I mean, I always want to do peach tones, but maybe that's why this is kind of like so upfront in my brain right now. Nice weather equals peachy and pastels. And on the same exact brush, I'm not even changing it. I'm taking a little bit of Vibes and a little bit of Apricot. I say apricot, not apricot. I don't know if that's a regional thing or just what. I say apricot. And I'm just going to kind of focus this right on the outer corner. And kind of blend that out. I'm not making it too angled because I'm not going to like clean it up or anything. But I like flaring it just a little. Ugh. And I have to go back to work tomorrow. And that's just not the vibe. I feel like a little better. Not much. I've just been so tired, like, for the past 2 weeks. But I also spent the entire day running errands yesterday. So, not so fun. And I think I'm going to go in with the Coastal palette from Simply Posh Cosmetics. This shimmer formula, it is insane. Like, I'm going to swatch 2 shades so you can see. I'm going to take some of Sunset and then some of Serene. This is Sunset. It's this gorgeous, like, pinky fuchsia with blue shifts. I love those shades to begin with. And then this is the shade Serene. It's kind of like a pink champagne-y ivory, but these are just both so shiny and reflective. The shimmers are definitely where it's at for this brand. I think I'm going to take some of the shade Coastal on like kind of a more rounded, pointed brush. And just start to go underneath the eye a bit. And then up on the top lash line. It's okay if this isn't super precise. I am going to blend it out. I'm not just doing my standard darkening. Wild, I know. But I like the tone of this shade a little more than what's in the Lunar Beauty palette. And then on another brush, I'm going to take a little bit of Warm Sand, which is kind of like a light peachy pink color. And I'm going to start to blend out that Coastal shade I have lined. I feel like I'm kind of giving pink eye realness in like the worst way possible, but... And I'm going to take some of the NYX Glitter Glue because I'm actually going to use that Serene shade. And it's on the flakier, chunky side, so I want like a good base. And I'm just going to pat that all over like the first 2/3 of my eye essentially. I'm actually going to take the shade on a brush because I want it to be a little more scattered and not like as focused and intense. Ironic, I know. But it's still super sparkly and reflective anyways. So, this specific shade is actually really comparable to one of my favorite ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I love the shade Ladybird. It's this super sparkly, like pale pink champagne-y color that doesn't have a lot of color to its base. And this is kind of giving the same vibes. I'm actually going to go in with a brown liner for a little bit more dimension. This is from the Sephora collection. This is the 12 Hour Colorful crayon contour pencil. It's the shade Tiramisu. It's just like a deep brown. And just very lightly. I know I just could have done this with a eyeshadow like I usually do, but I'm shaking it up a little. And again, this is just going to help give it a little more dimension to the look. And then with a thin brush, I'm just going to use this to smudge out the liner a little bit and make it a little more cohesive and less like clunky looking. Alright, see, that gives me just a little more. Also, I love peach tone so much. I kind of want to put a nude liner in the waterline, but I think I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna put on lashes and I'll see you in a minute. So I'm back with some lashes. I know you're probably getting tired of seeing the style, but I have like 3 pairs of lashes that I actually wear, so. Now, for my base, I'm actually gonna be doing something different. I haven't used either of these products, so if my base looks like shit, I have only myself to blame. But these are from Danessa Myricks as part of the Yummy Skin line. I got sent these by Skeepers and the Danessa Myricks team, so thank you. But this is the Yummy Skin Moisture Repair Balm Serum, which I've been eyeing both of these products really for like the past year, or whenever this came out at least. If I can open this. But this is the hydrating one opposed to that like mattifying serum one. I thought this came with a spatula. Oh no, it does. It's a clear spatula. Well, not clear, but it blended in. This doesn't really have a smell. There's a little bit of bubbling, but that's just from condensation and just like heat. So I guess I'm just gonna, ooh. But yeah, it's a really good idea to be using a new skincare product. My skin is relatively sensitive, so I don't know. Guess I'm gonna rub this in with my fingers because I don't know any other way to do it. My skin's on the drier side right now, so I think I'm just gonna go in with this. This almost feels a little oily. Like I know this is, I don't know if I'd wear this on its own for any sort of skincare product because I feel very oily. Again, I don't know what I was supposed to rub this in with, but I didn't have like a clean brush for skincare. I mean, I didn't use that much, but my skin definitely looks, it looks hydrated. This is the exciting part. This is the Tinted Blur and Balm powder. They sent me 4 shades. I picked the shade 1, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to have neutral undertones. We'll see in a minute. But this also comes with like a little spatula. This one's more like spoon-like. I can't hold anything. My hands are too greasy. I think that would be fine. I thought this was going to be a lot darker than it is. I don't know how much to put on, so if this is too much, that's on me. I mean, it's all on me. I'm the one doing my makeup, but still. I also don't know if I'm able to go in with like a regular concealer after this. So, I haven't used this in a while and I know it's relatively clean. This is the BK Beauty 109 brush, the mini contoured brush I think it's called. So I guess we're just going to go in. It's funny. I actually like a lot of Danessa Myricks' base products, but the neutral is always a little too yellow, but this is like, this is a pretty good match. I definitely think I put a little too much on because I'm looking a little powdery up close, but like I said, I don't know. I didn't want to go in with my glow serum. Glow serum, is that what it's called? yeah, I didn't want to go in with my glow serum and make me too dewy and then it just like slips off my face. I mean, this basically just feels like you're rubbing a powder across your face, but it doesn't like feel like anything. But I think that's because I used the repair balm too. Again, the shade match is really good. I don't feel like I'm wearing anything on my face right now. It's a little weird. I like how it looks actually. It doesn't look... I blended it out a little more. I think I might need to go in with another like prep product with this, but I wanted to at least pair these two because that's what I was sent. So I didn't want to mess with it any more than I needed to. So I'm gonna do something that's a little more matte and not powdery almost, but like this is the NYX Pro Fix Stick, and I have mine in the shade Pale because that's what I am. This still feels so weird. I'm like not weird, but like it feels weird not feeling like there's anything on my face, you know? Just gonna go in with a regular concealer brush. Cause I mean, good. Not 100% sure if I'd be able to use a regular concealer with this, because even though it's a balm, it's like a powder finish. So I don't know if this is gonna mess up any of my cream products I plan to put on. But at the same time, I know I'm gonna have to set my face if I do any powders, so I don't know. Alright, so up close, it's not looking that great around like my nose and T-zone. But not a lot of makeup looks good on my nose, so I can't blame the products on that. That's just... my nose is stupid oily all the time, unless I'm sick. So, I don't know. But, nevertheless, we move on. I'm going to go in with the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid... I can't open this! Liquid Contour. I wouldn't call it a contour, but whatever. And this is in the shade Gentle, which is the lightest shade. It's funny because the last time I actually used this, it did look kind of contour-y. But that's out of like 5 times I've used it. The rest of it just kind of looked like a bronzer. I had to make sure I was recording. And now I'm just going to blend. I was about to say that the liquid is blending out better than the cream was, but back to my not a lot of like base products sit well on my nose, so there's basically nothing on there besides contour right now. I mean, it's blending out. That's always a good thing. I'm gonna have to go in with more because see, that's definitely more bronzy than contour-y. So I think whatever happened with my last foundation might have just been a tone thing. And I'm actually going to go in with 2 blushes. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. This is called Dusty Rose, but this is such a peachy color. I'm going to use that mostly on the outskirts because this is a more orangey peach. And then I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place Liquid Blush in the shade Soft Tulip and focus that a little more towards like the temple because it's a little pinkier. And my eyes are just a little more orange. I don't know what my logic is here. I thought this one was going to be a lot lighter, but they're about the same tone. I don't want to hear any blush blindness nonsense. I don't want to hear any blush blindness nonsense. I know. And I'm also going to go in with a sponge because I definitely put way too much on. So the sponge will at least pick up some of the product and make me look a little less like a clown. Yeah, there's absolutely no point in using both of the blushes because they essentially blended out to be the same color together. But now I know. but I find it funny that the e.l.f. one is labeled Dusty Rose and it's peach. I mean, whatever. I love peach tones. I was hoping it was going to be like a nice little kind of pinky nude color, but whatever. And for highlighter, I'm going in with one of my favorites. This is from Fenty Beauty. This is the Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter in the shade Pretty Pearls. And unfortunately, this is limited edition, and they've officially started selling it out and getting it on sale, which is a little rude. I did think about buying another one, but I've had this for a year, and I'm only missing a corner because it broke, and I technically haven't hit pan even though there's a divot. So realistically, as much as I love this, I'm not going to need a second one anytime soon. But the fact that I've hit pan on a highlighter in a year with all my other highlighters is pretty impressive. I think for lip liner, I'm going to use the Rhode Peptide Lip Shape because I own it and I may as well continue to use it. This is the shade. Is this the right shade? This was not the right shade I started put on. This is the shade I intended. This is in the shade Twist. It's supposed to be like a warm taupe almost, I think. Plot twist, I've confused the two shades. But I want my lips to stand out just a little more than the rest of the look, so I want a slightly deeper toned. Not like deep, but deeper than just straight peach. And for a little more color and definition, I'm taking the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. And I'm mostly going to focus this on like my Cupid's bow and the bottom of my lip. Like that. But I think it's going to be time to throw in the towel with that soon because she's almost done. And I do have a new unopened one ready to go, so I might just do that. If you like your stuff to be super monochromatic, I know I've said this before, but if you like it to be super monochromatic, you can always just put a little bit of your blush on your lips as lipstick. No one's stopping you. I think I'm just doing gloss today. This is the Lunar Beauty lip gloss in the shade Dreamy. This is one of my favorite lip gloss formulas of all time. I'm also almost done with this shade, so I need to place an order soon. But it's like a gorgeous, super sheer peach, and there's a little bit of sparkles in there. But the formula of this is so insane. It's slightly less sticky and thick than a normal gloss, but it's more than a lip oil, and it just feels so nourishing on the lips. It also smells really good. But like, I don't know how well you can see, but this bad boy is like empty. It's funny because I actually got this in a mystery box, and it ended up being one of my favorite lip glosses ever. So, shout out Manny MUA. But I need to go fix my hair. I've also figured out that I've been rolling my bangs the wrong way this entire time, so no more bang issues, I guess. But see you in a second. And we're back. Surprisingly, my bangs were semi-tameable. I think it's because I used a hot brush earlier and dry shampoo, so. But this is the finished look. I mean, I love peach anyways. Like, peach tones in makeup are like, and especially now that it's spring, it's like, I'm like honing in on peach specifically. Like, I'm changing my nail plan and I'm doing jelly peach with chrome on Sunday. And these need to get cut off so badly. I have so much nail growth underneath that my like nails are heavy and it feels weird, and yeah. But finished look. Peach monochromatics just really do it for me. I'm gonna be so honest with you. But yeah,